Hello, this is Revere Sky. I can use Photoshop, but I'm not gonna use Photoshop right now. But soon I'll make a little sign that says, say no to biogenetic modification. Again, say no to biogenetic modification. After you look at things in life, you have to compare everybody. This is a class. You have to compare everybody. Not judge, but compare and contrast. Because even though we're from the same family, we're from the same fabric, we still take other elements, other components to help us survive. We can't all use the same gas. We cannot all use the same fuel. We cannot all use the same exhaust. We cannot all use the same vibration. We cannot all use the same frequency. Some of us have to take sacrifices. Some of us have to alter our state of being to live in such an environment. Life is very complex. It's in a lot of layers. It's in a lot of cubes. It's in a lot of everything. But where is your pivot? Where's your point? You have to compare. You have to contrast. You have to observe. You have to understand your environment, your atmosphere, your location, your circle. You have to understand all of this stuff. All of this stuff matters. This is that filing system. This is that bank, so you can understand the way your life should be guided and how you are supposed to survive on a vital level. On a vital level. Okay, we're vital. We're material. We're fabric. We're in a dense nature, and that's the vital body, okay? What I'm trying to say is, say no to biogenetic modification. Say no to biogenetic modification. By the atmosphere, we're foreign to all of this. No matter if you're from the motherland, the conditions and the atmosphere is foreign to our biogenetics. Things are abundant, but the vital necessities that it takes to survive in this atmosphere is being stripped away from us. From the soil to our own physical temple, okay? From the air, from the water, everything. All this matters. All this matters. Like, as one, me alone, I house a lot of information. I just collect so much information and I want to output it, become feedback. But it ain't hit home like it has hit now. If anything, you have to understand and respect your biogenetics. It's clearly saying respect your temple. And that's something that I neglect to do as well. But just imagine if you knew the natural state that the human was supposed to live in. If you knew the makeup it would take for you to survive perfectly. To be balanced. Okay? This whole planet is acidic. This whole planet is acidic. The most important components are here, but nowhere we can reach them. Like, they're still available to certain people uses, but they're not available to us in general, meaning we don't have no wilderness. We don't have no natural environment. We are pavement princesses. Yes, pavement princesses. Okay? We're living in castle land, not motherland. We are slowly being genetically modified. When the environment has got to the point where black people, have to wear sunblock because their body is not intaking, their body is not producing the right amount of calibration to absorb the solar lights from the sun. Just imagine if you was in Canada or in a part of the world where it's black like 75% of the year, or the summer is dark 2 months out of the year, something like that. Just imagine if you're there for 2 months and then you straight go to the desert like Arizona. Your body can't adjust that fast from being nocturnal. I don't know if that's the night or whatever, but nocturnal or day, whatever you are in the daytime, okay? Well, anyway, to jump from something like that to something like that, that's crazy. But just imagine somebody slowly changing your atmosphere, the way you live, the way you survive, the way your body is energized, what you intake, what you breathe, what your solar panel and your melanin, how it fluctuates and how it works with the body, how it's generating with the body. It's governing every frequency, every string, every strand, every network, every database, every bandwidth there is connected to your body. It's all being governed strategically by a higher entity. Not just a higher entity, something that's actually mastermind the suppression. The oppressor is there, okay? But it's high, it's strategic. We are so disconnected from what we're supposed to do. As a human race, as a whole, we're supposed to come together. But we have to agree and understand that we are different. We all survive differently. That's just like just imagine if the human race was cannibals or ate each other to live the longest. Just imagine if plants didn't serve you. Just imagine if you had to survive off this lifestyle of being a cannibal. What would you do? You would pick off the other environment. I'm not saying anybody's cannibal, but I'm just saying how you have to live. That's just the way it is. So if you need control of the cannibalism, what are you going to do? You're going to basically balance the scale and keep it just enough not to overtake you, but just enough to survive so you won't have to work too hard to keep it alive. Pretty much. So just imagine any factor like that, any wild animal, what are they doing? They're doing just enough to balance the scales, just enough to feed their lining. But at this time, the way it is totally different. I want to get back on the subject because I kind of got off the subject because that kind of threw me off, but I was actually explaining it. But I literally got off subject. But yes, just imagine if that was the scenario. Just imagine like plants probably figuring out like how the fuck you kill the mama plant but still planting the baby plants. Like that's stupid. It's the same cycle. It's the same fucking aquarium. It's just like living in this fucking aquarium. Yeah, you got land, you got water, you got sand, you got waves, you got a pump, you got something circulating this shit. Just the same way as we're living in an aquarium, it's like mama eats his baby, doggy eats his baby type deal. This is what we're dealing with. It's all about control, balancing the scale, and being able to eat. And being able to get whatever energy you can get out of it, no matter the situation. No matter how high-tech you may think some feel, or maybe alien space age you may think it may feel. It's all different. It's all for survival. It's all for tactic. It's all for balance and control. Point blank, period. So let's get to this acidic thing real quick. Me, I have been ketoacidosis. I think I'm actually pretty damn lucky because there's so many things that could have compromised my body. But I was just luckily enough to be antisocial and to myself a lot. But that alone took away from me. Like once you clearly detox, you're different. You're totally different. You can feel everything the way you can feel a sugar that all of a sudden gives you a headache. You can feel some type of chemical in the canned food or some type of edible, something that you can eat. You can feel the chemical and you can feel how it makes your body react different. Like you may get irritated from the preservatives in canned food. You may get irritated or your head may start hurting from a certain sugar or yeast. Your body may not even hold yeast like it used to. If you notice, white women only get yeast infections when they take antibiotics. Yeah. So that means the whole time they've been eating all these yeasty ass foods, their body was able to control it. But when they took that antibiotic, it flushed their body, their system. It started system all over. So it has to rebuild the system. Next thing you know, they have a yeast infection. That's just like a diabetic. The diabetic know what the body went through to survive. So now, when you cleanse your body out and you detox, if you go eat yeast or you eat these sugars, your body is so afraid of anything happening to you again. It looks at all these things as foreign. It wants to digest them, remove them as fast as possible. That's why some people that eat cheese, the next morning they wake up with pimples. That's just like you eat a sugar or you drink a drink and all of a sudden you have to go directly and pee it out. It's because your body knows that this is what caused trauma in your life, which caused a ripple in your atmosphere. So what it's doing is it's preventing it. Just like if you consume yeast, which that's what I need to go on right now. They're putting yeast in everything. Everything. Alcohol, beverages, vegan snacks, chips, everything. MSG is a yeast. Vegan snacks, vegan foods, vegan soys, Asian food, Indian food, you name it, American food. Anybody who want to come up in the universe and don't want no problem, they put these things in their snacks. Okay? MSG and yeast are like a fucking signature. It's like a contract. Artificial sugars, artificial sweeteners, excitotoxins, dyes, colors, artificial heats, things that are supposed to be spicy naturally but made by a chemical. These are all fucking contracts. Now, let's get some straight. Let's get something real straight. This shit is real. Understand your biogenetics because they're being modified. You got black people that are saying they don't want cancer from the sun. When we have solar paneling, we are solar paneling. We're being genetically modified, and I'm going to nip this in the bud. The reason why we're being genetically modified. The body can hold the soul no matter the race, but who actually has that soul? So if I could genetically modify this race, control it, confide it, and get it to do what I need it to do, what else is that? That means that I could get it to any race I wanted, any color I wanted, and then I can actually be the controller of this soul with what I want it to be. It's putting us all in neutral, fair grounds. Pretty much. Because if you think about it, all it is our atmosphere, our environment, what we live in, what we call our planet, our earth, our mama, everything. It's being genetically modified. And it's going through stages. It's never going to stop going through stages. Everybody born in the world going to do what they came here to do, whether destruct or bring unity. But they are all an option, an obstacle in this illusion, in this reality that we live in. So you're going to have people, even me, knowing damn well that I'm a carbon being. Energy, life, chlorophyll, melanin, sunlight, sun rays, water, oxygen. All of those things matter. We are in an acidic environment. There's not enough alkaline water or food out there that can actually help us. Even if the water's alkaline, it's still running on fluoride tap. We haven't even began to govern our own atmosphere. We complain about the fluoride, but they at the Million Man March. We're not even at the water plant. We're not even trying to see about the minerals, the environment, the herbs. Nothing. We're not doing anything. We're waiting on a leader. We're waiting on a leader. We're waiting on a God. We're waiting on a savior. We just keep waiting. We keep waiting. We don't understand that we're in a chemical warfare. We're in a spiritual warfare. We're in a mental warfare. We're in an emotional warfare because all those frequencies matter. Inside and out. Anything they can channel or harvest or turn into something that can keep them strong or keep this unity scattered, disconnected, discombobulated. Because it's one weapon, we are a masterpiece. We're just separated from each other. We're just divided from each other. Everything is hybrid, crossbred. Even we're becoming genetically modified. Just imagine in 3 more decades. Just imagine 100 more years. With the atmosphere, the chemtrails, that alone will change who we are, what we are, the way we grow, the way we shape, the way we evolve. Sunlight, we'll be walking around here like vampires. Look, know your boundaries, know your surroundings. Everybody's not going to wake up. And everybody don't need to wake up. Because some energies you just have to let live, because let them transfer, let them transmute, let them just be, Let them go their way, because you have to focus on you. You have to focus on you. It's all about the brethren. It's all about the breath, the high seas and the low seas. Know your worth. Know that your energy can be directed. It can be used. It can be utilized. You can utilize it, or you can let someone else utilize it. Remember, that's the mental body, the spiritual body, the physical body, and the emotional body. They can be housed for a greater cause, for someone else's benefit, or they can benefit you. If we're not going to control our waters, our airs, our food intake, our people, our neighbor, humanity, sentient beings, animals, everything that breathes the breath, if we're not going to take care of it, why waste your time fussing about it, arguing about it? Why waste your time waiting on a savior? Why waste your time waiting? I mean, all the facts are here. All the angels we could ever need are here. All the lighthouses that we could ever have are here. Some of the most mastered are gone. So think about it just long and hard. Long and hard, what's going on? The image is gone, but the energy is still here. So the best thing to do is get on the bandwidth and get with the program. It's time to get rid of some old scripts. It's time to bring on some new scripts, some new frequencies, some new highs. Because don't get mad if somebody collect your data. Point blank, period. The way I see it is, people say, oh, people drowning me or draining me or this, that, and the other. But just imagine what you're doing to the point that you can become drained. When I observe myself, I know what I do to expose certain chakras of my body to the point that they are vulnerable. They are being drained. The input and the output. The energy that comes through me and cycles back out as another data form is being drained. The input that I take in is running a script on me and outputting another frequency, okay? That's just like this atmosphere, this tainted, toxic atmosphere that we live in that is biogenetically modifying us. I can't get any clearer than this, okay? I really can't. It's flowing. I have a memory of like a fish brain. Like, seriously, I do have a memory like a fish brain. That's why everybody should let their brains actually grow naturally the first, 21 years? Seriously, a human? Should, not only that, don't never give a year. Eternity, forever, you know? But then we probably wouldn't even exist in the physical, huh? Just your natural state, your natural form. Just like Earth itself. What was it like, you know? What was the vegetation like? What were the people like? How mysterious was it? You know? How magical was it? How ethereal was it? Your natural self. Your natural self. Anything that does not serve this temple should not enter this temple. Anything that pollutes this temple, that stops it from doing its natural functions that it was designed to do on a highest of the highest level, the purest of the purest level, the non-tainted level. Like, really? Is it that serious? So you have to understand we are at an atmospheric war. Not only that, there are supreme energies, frequencies, vibrations, and emotions that house certain gods. I'm going to call them gods for them. Certain esoteric energies that can support other people. Just imagine if we had a big bomb and we had no oxygen. Who would survive? The person whose lungs need the least amount of oxygen. Okay? It's a lot to it. Just think on it. I hope I opened y'all minds up to something. it's just deep. It's all about control, survival, and housing energies. Housing energies. Everything is designed in our physical plane off nature and the human and biological, animal, and plant life anatomy. Okay? Point blank, period. So trial and error is key. Everybody should be their own doctor, their own lawyer, their own reality. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't work for me, damn it, respect that. Point blank, period. But at the same time, when it comes down to us as a people, as a human race, you respect the fact that I cannot take acid like you. I cannot take MSG like you. I cannot fucking take sugars like you. I cannot take salt like you. I need more air. I need less chemicals. I need more naturalness. I need more of everything that keeps this body in tip-top shape without any thought. I don't need all of this extra stuff. I just need a crystal clear environment, right? Same damn shit. The atmosphere is the atmosphere. We are of the atmosphere. Either you're gonna let it genetically modify you or you're gonna wake the fuck up. Point blank, period. Don't get me wrong. I turned up. I had fun. I've done everything. Now, what is there to do? Okay, so why have I been doing that the whole time? But what is the bigger picture? Okay. Control, environment, manipulation, energy housing. Point blank, period. Understand your surroundings. Some people don't have a purpose. And everything, all these books and school and stuff, you have to learn all of this. Because we don't know another language. So whatever's in the book, we have to read it. But we can't just believe it. You have to start experimenting. You have to start observing. You can't just say that the earth is flat, the earth is round, the earth is this, the earth is that. You have to start experimenting and using your own knowledge, data, and feedback and observation with the world and the information that comes to you. It's time to start being very motherfucking analytical. Not only being analytical with research and utilizing your actual data that you're going to do on it, you actually have to start practicing what you preach. And then if it's working and people can see it working, it works. And that's exactly the way it is. I've seen things that actually work for me. Am I faithful to myself and I actually stay with it, become disciplined with it? No, I don't. Because I'm at a state where I could keep learning, but I'm at a state where the major and the biggest problem we have is an acidic environment, whether it's bio, nature, atmospheric, all the above are acidic. So a person like me know what it takes to not be acidic, right? But on a higher level, on a very higher level, a person like me, like I say, we're all meter babies. We're all fucking like this high-tech thermometer that do a 360 on everything. Data streams, frequencies, bandwidths, all connected to us. This is deep. And you just got to be ready. I keep losing my train of thought, but man, you don't understand the frequency. You do not understand it. It's deep. It's like so much stuff I want to explain, but my fingers can't even write fast enough before I could branch off to another sub-subject under that subject, and I just lose my train of thought. It's deep. It is deep. Pay attention to your environment. And the naturopathic doctors and stuff, the naturalists. You pay attention to them. You understand who they were. You understand what they cured or what they were trying to get some type of approval for. And you learn about them. You make history about them. You write about them. You spam all of their knowledge as much as you can. Spam it, spam it, spam it. Bring it to light. But one thing about it, if you don't take initiative and action to drive your own spaceship, your own Merkaba, your own physical temple, that vital necessity you need to house the energy for this lifestyle, if you don't take control, take the reins, we're fallen soldiers. We're just like the bees. We're just like the bees. We're just like the bees. Get that knowledge. Get as much knowledge as you can from what's available to you. All that knowledge is necessary. But do not let it cloud your observation. Our whole life we've been painting pictures. But we disrespect and disregard the action, the output, the feedback you get from that observation. It's like you ignore it. If it's not in fine print, if it's not in text, if it's not in a book, if somebody didn't write it, if somebody didn't program you in it, you don't respect your observation. Start respecting your observation. Compare and contrast is a vital necessity. Why you think dark people work in the field and the light people work in the house. But now, if the field kept us alive, but now the field is to the point that we're in the house and our strength was probably the sun while we were in the field. Think about it long and hard. Your atmosphere is changing. Your condition is changing. Your environment is changing. The sun give you cancer, right? They got water out that says pH balance 7.6. Naturally balanced water. What about our environment is naturally balanced? What about our lives, our diet is naturally balanced? Even the vegans' balance is not all the way naturally balanced because they don't have the knowledge of the naturalness and they don't know the chemicals and the pH balance of everything they're consuming. But they are on the highest diet of them all. Don't get me wrong. The most great, the most powerful, the most energy bringing diet, or healthy it, okay, whatever you want to call it. They're on this, but at the same time, just like drinking alkaline water, the 7.6 alkaline water, balanced. It's balanced, perfectly balanced, okay? We don't need that. We have acidic bodies. Even if you're vegan, you have an acidic body, because the foods that we're eating now are hybrid, and anything that's hybrid is considered starch, and anything that's starch does not have much electricity, does not bring the nutrient to the body that it needs. So if we're in an acidic environment where nothing's organic, it's all been genetically modified due to the environment and also actual genetics. So we're dealing with this. So your highest thing is eating things with life, and that's only plant life. Drinking water with the right vitamins and minerals. Eating fruits and vegetables with the right vitamins and minerals. And you want to give me some pH balanced water? You want to give me some pH balanced water? Are you fucking kidding me? More like some 12.0 water. I want to feel the zap when I drink it. I want to get a rush and a high when I drink it. And I'm not talking about no drug high. I'm talking about I want my body to crank up or feel like it just went through an aura shift. How are you going to drink balanced water when your body is acidic? That means that you're only drinking balanced water. You have to drink and eat foods that are alkaline, high. You don't want just the basic foods that keep you balanced. You want the superfoods that just keep everything high that you intake, and which runs through your body and say, this is alkaline and this is how much alkalinity I got from it. So it's going to cause that acidic level to rise and balance the body the right way. We're not in a state where we can take balance things and put them in our body. No, it would take forever for your body to become balanced. You have to take foods that are alkaline, all the way tops, and put them into your body. You don't have to eat nothing else acidic for a long time. You will not overdose on alkalinity. Trust and believe me, you will not overdose. There's not enough alkaline here for you to overdose. You need as much electricity as possible. As you can see, they call it an alkaline battery. And it discharge. What is this discharge? Acid. So why on earth would you want anything that's balanced? Man, I quit. I really quit. But you know something? As much of this knowledge that I know, I still do not practice all of what I preach. I'm living more of a balanced life. And you want to know what a balanced life is? A balanced life is when you go eat a balanced diet. You're not eating the highest, most precious things for your body. You're not even trying to fight to find them. Fuck being balanced. Because we need all of the good sunlight, the good air, the good waters, the good plants, the good vegetations, the good environment. And excuse me, I didn't mention nothing too much of materialistic other than nature in her pure state. Same shit goes, okay? Same shit goes. I think I said enough. Network. Don't be like me. Don't preach something and not fully practice it. But I am a student and I am an observer. And the only way I can diagnose if I only live through this acidic lifestyle. Just enough alkaline to stay balanced. But to actually understand how I can tip the scales the way I want to. But at the same time, you have to understand that our environment is compromised. Everything that it takes to keep this body functioning, just like a car, what it takes to keep it running: brake fluid, gas, water, oxygen, everything, a battery. The same goes with the body. Everything has been compromised. Every component has been compromised. You can eat what's available and drink what's available, but you're steady taking in compromised components, even though you're taking in energy to keep you alive and ticking, but you're still slowly compromising your body because you have not governed. You do not have the organics. You do not have the beginning life that we're supposed to have. So we're at a state where the seeds we have, if we have any, we have to do everything from scratch. Point blank, period. And to do everything from scratch, to protect yourself and to actually want to live a long, healthy, marvelous life, you have to fight. Spiritually. That's the big fight. That happens before you even get here. It's happening now. This whole conversation is happening at least 3 months before now. Let me tell you something. Spiritually, mentally, the mind, the psyche, emotionally, the weather, the control, the frequency that changes everything. The emotional body controls the intake and outtake of the spiritual body to even let you know if you're going to shut down or accept. Once you control the emotional, then you control the psyche. Then you control the spiritual intake and outtake. And then guess what? You control the physical. It's all in your hands. So how do you get it back? You trust in yourself. And understand, you have to know the laws of the good side, the bad side, the ugly side and the pretty side, the devil and God, because they're both your friends. It doesn't mean that you have to hurt or harm. It only means that you have to know how to observe and protect and prevent. That's all that means. Life is good, but life is totally out of sync with reality. Get your atmosphere under control, and then you can get a lot of things under control. Not only that, again, the fruits, the vegetables that we have access to now, they have already been genetically modified in the past 100 years. Every last thing. But some of these things still have that force that be within them that you need, the components, the natural components that actually will help the body. Not only that, magic is your friend, nature is your friend, the elements, the Wicorian life, the wizard life, the witch life, the elemental life, the spiritual life, all of those frequencies matter. And if you're afraid of them, if you shunt them, you might as well say you turned your back on the Creator. You turned your back on God. You turned your back on all that is. Because just because they have been programmed in you, and you need to erase these scripts, decrypt or reprogram these scripts that you keep running on yourself over and over, just like I do. Oh, I'm guilty. I run a lot of scripts on me that I know I don't need to. I'm going to end it there. We're going to mess up. A lot of people are going to get hurt. A lot of people are going to transition. But in the process, no matter what the situation is, no matter how long or short, how painful or how pleasant, it's all data. It's all energy. It's all frequency. And if you like the humanitarian lifestyle, you're protected. Because I want to see it in its original state. I want to see it in its pristine state. I always say I don't want to come back. But deep down, I know I'm willing to fight for it. I'm willing to fight for it. Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm willing to get